Next, blood pressure. Noni can help bring down your blood pressure. Now, increased blood pressure is for real. It's the silent killer. It's silent, but it kills you. People who have hypertension, which is high blood pressure, have a 7 times greater chance of getting a stroke than those who don't. Big figures. We talked about myocardial infarctions. If you have high blood pressure, you have 4 times a chance of getting a myocardial infarction than if you don't have high blood pressure. And remember I told you those people that have myocardial infarctions, they then have coronary artery disease, and they have heart disease, and when the heart disease gets bad enough, they go into what's called congestive heart failure. And what congestive heart failure means is the heart can't pump adequately. So it can't pump to bring everything you need, your blood and your nutrients and your oxygen to all your tissues. And when that happens and it gets bad enough, you die. People who have high blood pressure, they have a 5 times greater chance of dying from congestive heart failure. How might Noni decrease blood pressure? Well, it could act in part as a dilator. It could dilate the blood vessels and make them larger. Is there any reason to believe it does that? There are some substances in Noni. Noni has 150 different nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals are chemical substances in there, and each of them can help you. And one of them is scopolamine. And scopolamine has lots of different properties, but one of them is that it dilates blood vessels. Another thing Noni can do is it can cause the cells that produce nitric oxide to make more nitric oxide, and that can open up your blood vessels. Dr. Mona Harrison, the late Dr. Mona Harrison, felt that Noni worked through its, in part, through its relationship to hormones. She believed that indirectly, Noni would allow hormones to be produced in more optimal amounts, and that could help us. And that's where I got the idea and came up with the term for Noni. It acts as an adaptogen, which means that it helps, let's say, the hormones. If you need more of something, it brings it up. If you need less of something, it brings it down. Because people would say to me all the time, "Hey, Dr. Solomon, come on. How can I take it if I have high blood pressure and it helps me? And how can I take it if I have low blood pressure and it helps me? Come on." Or if I have too much sugar, it helps me. If I have too little sugar, it helps me. Come on. It acts as an adaptogen. And there are known adaptogens. And I got very interested in that. Noni juice may help increase and support the immune system. I looked at the people I surveyed, and I said, were you helped by decreasing the symptoms from immune system problems? And of 3,700, 77% said, yes, Noni helped decrease the symptoms that were caused by a decreased immune system. Let me tell you something. Noni is one of the things I can say to you helps the immune system, and can say to you there's science behind it. Noni juice may help increase energy. There's a condition called fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia means aches and pains all over your body. That's really it. Fibromyalgia syndrome is that you have the pain I told you about, you have stiffness, you have headaches, you can't get up in the morning, you feel miserable. You just feel miserable. And of the people who have had fibromyalgia, the lack of energy is one of the big problems. They don't have enough energy. And if you don't have enough energy, you don't feel well. And of the people in my survey, 3,500 people, 77% said that they had increased energy. And those who took Noni also did better with other things beside energy. It helped them sleep, which was one of the problems. It helped their headaches, which was one of the problems. So it all started adding up together. There's good reason. Energy is another thing. I told you that there's absolute science behind the immune system, behind Noni helping the immune system. I can tell you that there's absolute science behind Noni helping give you more energy. And not only does it help sick people with more energy, it helps athletes. It increases their endurance. It increases their strength. And as I say, the energy part is for real. The next thing is Noni may help fortify cell structure. Remember I told you about how Noni can act as an adaptogen, can make things better. If they need to go up, can make things go down. The end result is it's better. The scientific name for that is homeostasis. It brings the body into balance. That's what it does. It's called homeostasis. It either brings it up or it brings it down. I believe that Noni could act like a DNA repair enzyme. Wow. Can Noni help people with diabetic symptoms? The answer is yes. I believe it can help people with diabetic symptoms. Remember we talked about nitric oxide before and how it dilates blood vessels? Another thing that dilates blood vessels is scopoleptin. Scopoleptin dilates blood vessels too. That helps increase the circulation, and people with diabetes often have trouble with their eyes. And one of the reasons is that they don't have enough oxygen and nutrients going to the retina of their eye. And again, scopoleptin and nitric oxide can help that, and Noni indirectly can help that, and so the body can help heal itself. Of people with diabetes, 5,570 people in the survey, 82% said Noni helped them. Noni juice may help decrease asthmatic symptoms. 17 million Americans have asthma. It's this labored breathing I told you about. It's a chronic disease. Once you get it, you got it. But you can help with the symptoms. And what you want to do is help the air get out. Again, Mona Harrison said to me, you know, Neil, I believe from the people I saw that Noni increases the air that goes through the bronchioles that go into the lungs. Those are the tubes that go into the lungs, and they get tightened when you have asthma. So I believe that that is true. Noni juice may help decrease depression symptoms. The problem is, for years, people said, it's all in your head. Well, they were right. It was in your head, but there was something wrong. The chemicals in the head were fouled up. There really was something wrong in the head. And they'd say, well, you can pull yourself out of depression. Just say you're not going to be depressed. It's a joke. You can say all day you're not going to be depressed, and all night, and you'll still be depressed. because the chemicals are fouled up. Now, there are lots of medicines today that are good for helping depressions. Most of them have side effects. Noni can help depression, and Noni can help depression even if you're taking an antidepressant. If you're taking an antidepressant and you add Noni to your regimen and you work with your mental health counselor or doctor, chances are good that you can decrease the dose that you're taking. You can't go off of it. The worst thing you could do, because you go off of it and you get worse. But the doctor can see that you're getting better. He can see that there are less side effects, because as you take less medicine, you get less side effects from the medicine, and Noni can help you decrease that dose, and Noni can help you. Of 1,500 people, 80% said that they felt less depressed. Noni use may help decrease pain. Noni can decrease pain. And in Noni, there are terpenes, and they're the oils that are in Noni. And they can be involved in the synthesis and regeneration of cells. Now, synergistically, that means they work together, hand in hand. Noni can work with serotonin, proteins, amino acids, enzymes, vitamins, minerals. And it does this by having this indirect influence on them to see that they help work to better. And it helps them go into homeostasis. And it helps them with this adaptive phenomenon that I told you about. When it comes to pain, one of the highest figures I found to help people was Noni helped pain in 87% of the cases. And there were 6,900 people who said, of that, the high 80s said it helped them with pain.